Attention, this is Houston on Space Ground 2. Are you ready for the event?
Houston, we are ready for the event. Welcome aboard the International Space Station.
Stennis Space Center, this is Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is Stennis Space Center. Can you hear me?
Stennis Space Center, we've got you loud and clear. Welcome aboard the International Space Station.
Hello, my name is Kenley from Hancock North Central Elementary. My question is for Ron.
I'm sorry, can you say the question one more time?
Do you observe the difference between mass and weight while in space?
Do we notice the difference between mass and weight in space? We do. In space, in order to get something moving, you have to put some force in it to get it moving. But what happens is, once it starts moving, you have to put that same amount of force to stop it. So when we're outside on a spacewalk and we have these big, heavy suits on, you know, it takes some effort to get ourselves moving, but then it takes the same amount of effort to stop as well. So it's that's something a little bit different than we see on Earth.
Hello, my name is Anthony from Baywaysville Middle School, and I have a question for Mike. What are some difficulties you would experience in zero gravity without expecting before experiencing them for yourself? I mean, that you wouldn't expect before experiencing it for yourself.
Hey, that's a great question. I think for me, the biggest surprise was how easy it is to lose things. We've been up here for over 2 months, almost 2.5 months, and we're still losing things. And what's different is when you drop something on Earth, you look around your feet because you know that it falls to the floor. It might roll into a corner or something, but you know to go start searching around your feet. Here, when you drop something, it can go in any direction. And so it could go hide in a corner of the ceiling or the wall or somewhere else. And so it makes finding things much, much more difficult.
Hello, my name is Nathan from Our Lady of Promise Upper School, and my question is for Satoshi. How do you sleep in space with little gravity, and what do you sleep in?
Okay, we sleep in normal sleeping bags in each crew quarter. The crew quarter is about 3.5 feet wide, 3.5 feet long, and 6.5 feet tall. And we sleep well. When I close my eyes in a free-floating sleeping bag under microgravity, I have a strange feeling that I cannot recognize my body orientation with reference to the space station because nothing but a sleeping bag is touching my body.
Very good.
My name is Valerie from Van Cleef Middle School, and my question is for Ron. What do you do for entertainment, or are you too busy just doing everything?
Well, Valerie, we are very busy up here, but we have to have time for relaxation and for fun, too. And probably the best thing to do up here is to simply look out the window and look at the Earth. And, you know, we've been given this beautiful, beautiful planet, and it never gets boring to sit at the window or float out the window and look at the Earth go by. It's just amazing, whether it's in the, you know, in the day part of the orbit or the night part of the orbit. There's always something spectacular to see, whether it's lightning or seeing shooting stars from above or the auroras. seeing the continents and the mountains. It's just very, very beautiful. We also are able to communicate via things like Twitter. So we do that for fun as well, and use that to try and share this experience with everybody as best we can. So those are some of the things that we do for fun up here, and it's a wonderful place to live and work. So and we got the greatest view in the world or off the world.
Hello, my name is Bryce from Maywood Middle School, and my question is for Mike. How do the stars and planets look from the space?
Was that how do the stars look from space?
The stars and planets.
Okay, how do the stars and planets look from space? Amazing. I've grown up loving to go out and look at the night sky and look at the stars. And where I grew up in South Texas, you couldn't see that many. I mean, you get out away from the towns and cities and you can see more. I remember the first time I looked at the stars from the mountains where it was clear skies, clear night, and how many more stars I could see. It was a big jump, a big change. Well, up here, it's the same kind of even bigger change from where it is on the tallest mountains to space, where the stars are just innumerable. And the big difference is they don't twinkle. They're steady, and when you really look at them for a little while, you can definitely see the colors, particularly the red ones. They have a little red tint that really stands out. I love looking at the night sky in space, too. And the planets here look like just bigger, brighter stars, but you can track them as you were watching from night to night, just like you can from home. You can see, particularly the ones that are in closer to us, their position changing relative to the stars. So that's a lot of fun.
Hi, my name is Kaylee from Van Cleve Middle School. My question is, what is the most difficult thing to do while you are on the ISS?
Okay, that's a good question. It is very easy to do multiple somersaults under microgravity, and it is difficult to land perfectly after that. Because due to the law of inertia, it is difficult to stop the motion.
Stand by while he demonstrates.
Okay.
Sure. Sure. We'll protect you.
See how difficult it is?
Hello, my name is Morgan from Hancock North Central Elementary School, and my question is for Ron. How does the space station stay in orbit without falling back to Earth?
Well, Morgan, that's a good question. It actually is falling back to Earth. This whole big giant structure, which weighs almost 1 million pounds, is falling back to Earth. But the reason why it doesn't hit the Earth, or the reason why it doesn't even get any closer to the Earth, is because we are traveling so fast that the Earth curves away from us as we're going by. So, we're traveling at 5 miles a second. So that is really, really fast. So because of that velocity, we never really get any closer to the Earth. So really good question.
Hello, my name is Nathan from Marley Prom Sucker School, and my question is for Mike. How do you eat and drink in space? Shouldn't your foods and drinks just flow away without gravity?
Hey, Nathan, that's a good question. It's not as hard as you think to eat and drink in space. And I think for this one, we really ought to get in close and let you see a little bit about this. Okay, and we're gonna just show you how you can eat in space here. Okay, so you stand by, keep watching. Here we go. Okay, that's...
Sorry.
All right.
Now, drinking in space is different because we can't drink out of a cup. It would just float out of the cup. And so all of our drinks are in bags like this, which kind of takes some of the joy out of a morning cup of coffee until you get used to it. But you can have even things like orange juice right here inside this pouch. And I'm going to demonstrate, what happens to liquids in zero-G, and I'm going to hand over the microphone while I do this.
Okay, so Mike is squeezing the bag that's filled with orange juice, and you see that there's a bubble coming out of the top of the straw. And there's something called surface tension that causes it to form an almost perfect sphere. And if he's good, which I know he is, he'll be able to drink that entire bubble of orange juice without making a mess. There's no strings attached anywhere on the bubble of orange juice, apparently. All right. How about a big round of applause for Professor Fossum?
Hello, my name is Samantha Locke from Van Cleve Middle School, and my question is for Mr. Satoshi. What season is it mostly like up there and living in the ISS?
Okay, it is like spring or autumn because the temperature inside of the space station is controlled to about 70 degrees all the time. And it is, of course, comfortable. And on the other hand, I miss the sense of the seasons. And I miss summer because I live in a hot and humid Texas, Houston, Texas.
Hello, my name is Ethan from Our Lady of Prom Sucker School, and my question is for Ron. Have you ever thrown a football in space, and how does the lack of effects from gravity affect it?
Well, Ethan, I have thrown a football in space, and you don't realize it, but your brain has learned to compensate for gravity. So when you throw a football, your brain knows I can't just throw it in a straight line. That I have to throw it a little bit higher so that when the gravity takes, when the gravity starts to react on the football, it's going to eventually hit the target. Your brain subconsciously takes that into account. So the first time I threw a football in space, it went really, really high because my brain still thought I needed to compensate for gravity, which it didn't. But it takes you a while to get used to it. But you could basically you just throw directly at what you're looking at, what you're aiming for, and it goes right there on a straight line without any problems whatsoever. So it's a lot of fun to play with things like that in space.
Hello, my name is Garrett from Bay Waveland Middle School, and my question is for Mike. Is it hard adjusting to zero gravity?
Hey, Garrett, great question. Is it hard to adjust to zero gravity? It takes a little bit of an adjustment as you figure out how to live and work up here because, like we've said, in so many ways, it doesn't work the same. Your food does swallow. I mean, when you swallow, it goes down just like you can stand on your head right now and drink water through a straw, and you could swallow it up where it goes up into your stomach. At first, probably one of the things everybody notices is a fluid shift because on Earth, gravity is pulling down on your blood and the other fluids and organs in your body, and it's pulling them down. And up here, without that gravity pulling the fluid down, it just floats back up, and it kind of feels like your head is full and has some pressure, just like if you were hanging by your knees from a chin-up bar or a tree branch hanging upside down, and you feel that blood coming to your head, and your kind of head starts to pound a little bit, and your eyes feel like they're bulging a little bit because they really are. And we feel that up here for a week or two when we first get up here until our bodies adjust to being up here.
Hi, my name is Grace, and I'm from Hancock North Central Elementary, and my question is for Satoshi. what is it like living with a crew from other countries? Is it sometimes hard to communicate?
That's a great question. It is fun to live and work with crew members from different countries. We learn Russian language, and Russian colleagues and I learn English. And the crew members sometimes talk in English and sometimes in Russian. And learning a foreign language is very interesting because you learn not only the language but also different culture, and it broadens your outlook.
Hello, my name is Ashlyn from Hancock North Central Elementary School, and my question is for Ron. Do you feel like you're falling when you're doing an EVA?
Well, Ashley, you really don't. At least I didn't. I didn't feel like I was falling because the space station is this big, giant structure, and as far as you can tell, it's not moving. I mean, you see the Earth moving below you, but you, in relation to the space station, there's really no motion. The only motion is the motion that you put in by going from one place to the other. So you get this feeling that the space station is staying right where it is, and everything else around you is moving. So it's a really interesting sensation. But the other thing that really kind of takes over everything is this unbelievable view that you have of the Earth as it's going by at 5 miles a second. And occasionally when you get the opportunity to look down and take in what you're seeing, it's really spectacular. And so, I never had the sensation of falling. Just had the sensation of the appreciation of this amazing beauty. Mike says he never looks down.
Hello, my name is Robert from Bay Waveland Middle School, and my question is for Mike. Does the whole moon ever get dark when looking at it from the ISS?
Is that does the moon ever get dark when looking at it from the ISS? I think the moon really looks the same up here as it does from Earth. I talked about enjoying looking at the night sky. I really love looking at the moon, and I would spend time looking at the moon with binoculars from my home and studying the different shadows that you can see each night as that line of light and darkness moves. You can see different craters. I really looked forward to seeing the moon the first time I was looking out of a window in space. I couldn't wait to see the moon because we're closer, right? And then I was really disappointed because the moon looked the same. And then I realized we were 200 miles further up in space, about 200 miles up off the ground. The moon is 230,000 miles away. So we're only a tiny bit closer, and the moon really looks a whole lot the same as it does from Earth.
Hello, my name is Austin from Van Cleve Middle School, and my question is for Satoshi. Does it get hot whenever the sunlight hits the space station?
Yes, the temperature of the surface temperature can become more than 210 degrees Fahrenheit when sun hits the space station. And also it can be cold, less than minus 150 degrees Fahrenheit. And the space station is well thermally controlled so that the inside of the space station temperature is controlled to 70 degrees Fahrenheit all the time, owing to technology.
Station, this is Stennis Space Center. We're sorry we're running out of time. We wish we could talk to you all day. You've got a lot of excited students and teachers and administrators and others here, and we just want to say thank you very much for giving us time out of your busy work schedule to talk with us and help us learn about what it's like in space and help us learn a lot about math, science, and why it's so important. And we want to thank you, and we wish you best of luck and Godspeed on the rest of your Expedition 28 journey. Thank you from the Stennis Space Center.
Thank you very, very, very much. It was a great pleasure to speak with everybody today. And we, again, want to encourage everybody to study hard, study math, study science, technology. It's a wonderful tool to not only improve your life, but improve the world. So greetings to everybody at Stennis. It's a wonderful place. We've been there many times. And it was a great, great fun to speak with everybody today. So thanks for coming aboard the International Space Station.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event. Thank you.